Okay, it's been a while since my last post. This is a follow-up video on the 750 Honda build. Initially, I'd planned on using the factory swing arm with the R6 wheel. I have since changed my mind and actually have the R6 swing arm already installed. I did have to narrow it on either end, cut it off, shave it on either end to fit the factory location, and had to make some bushings to use the factory swing arm bushings for the factory bolt, because the factory pivot bolt is quite a bit narrower diameter than the R6 pivot. So I made some bushings to use the factory bearings and bolt. As you can see, back up here, it does move up and down. I have the lower mount for the factory R6 shock set up under here. You can see I've already tried to get a better shot of that. Turn the light on. As you can see, I welded a couple of tabs for the mounting location, or for the dog bone, the factory mount here on the bottom of the swing arm for the other end of the dog bone. And also, since the last video, I was going to walk you through shaving this fender. I did shorten it up, as you can see, quite a bit, and tacked it all, ground it down, and smoothed it with some putty. Still a little bit of body work left to do. As you can see, if you can see, there's a couple of spots in the putty that need to be shaved out. But get it cleaned up and ready for paint. I'm not going to chrome it. I am going to paint it. Still have not decided on a color for the paint of the bike. Again, there are not going to be any side covers. We're going to leave this pretty well all open, figure out how to make a... Initially on the factory swing arm, I was going to have the battery tray just above the swing arm. We're going to have to get a gel battery, lay it on its side to clear some aftermarket pod filters. As far as the chain goes, the factory chain on the 750 was a 530 chain. I can get a 530 chain set up for the R6, and I'm going to buy a kit so I can get the rear sprocket for the R6, front sprocket for the 750. I will have to modify the front sprocket slightly to get it to set out about 1/4 inch to line up properly with the rear chain, with the rear sprocket. I have a couple of bricks under it right now to kind of get my ride height where I want it, as far as the wheel setting up in the fender, so that I can weld a mount for the top of the R6 shock. I still am working on a seat. I did not bring it. As you can see, you may see from the last video, we are in a different location. I had to move from my previous location for a remodel for a business that we decided to let go in there. I have a front R6 wheel and tire mounted up. Have not decided what I'm going to do yet here. I have not taken this factory wheel off to see what kind of difference we're going to have between the R6 and the factory wheel. I of course want the factory speedometer to work. I would like the factory speedometer to work. I'm not sure I'll be able to. I may have to go to a different style. I'm not even sure I'll be able to make the R6 wheel work with these forks. These are not obviously the most desirable forks, but I have not found an upgrade yet that I have decided to do. An inverted fork setup, like off the front of a CBR 1000, would be great. But the forks are just very cashy, and I just have not spent the money on them yet. So that's where we are right now. As things progress, I will do some more updates. I am making much better progress here in the last, say, 3 weeks than I had been, just due to weather changes and having it closer to home where I can work on it when I get home from work. So we will, I'll update you as things progress. As you can see, I've got the factory brake caliper for the R6 on here with the mount. Should be able to, I've got the R6 front rear master cylinder that I'm going to try to get mounted up here somehow. I've thought about trying to keep the factory foot pegs from the CB750, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that yet. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do about the rear set for the CB. The seat I've been working on is a solo seat. I have not decided if I'm going to change that and put a double seat on it. So again, I'll keep you informed as things progress, and post another video soon. Thank you.